Hello YouTube, my name is Venator and I hope you all are having a wonderful Saturday. In today's video, we are back on Petite's NA server on our full prime Deinosuchus, continuing the Onslaught in Highland Lake. We have been getting a ton of awesome kills, so I hope you really enjoy the video. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite kill is. Anyway, we are jumping right into the action with a nice dibble kill. And immediately after killing the parent, I had a feeling that this little one needed a drink. So I made my way to the north side of the lake and I found him drinking and took him to the bottom of the lake. That way he could join his friend on a new grow. Better luck next time, little guy. Later that day, I had some Sarahs that were trying to scavenge near the lake. And even though I missed my first attempt, it did not deter these guys, and they stuck around. Which, this being while the super lunge was still working, was definitely a bad choice. A nice grab and then a quick headshot put that Sarah down. That way, I didn't have to worry about my stamina. So I took this guy's body and rolled his organs in this bush as more bait to hopefully draw more carnivores to the area. I waited around that pile of bodies until the sun started to set, not seeing another thing. So I was making my way to the South Lake and was just casually swimming on the surface. And that's when I saw this Stego. And apparently he was so focused on drinking that he didn't even notice me. A pretty lucky kill, and you don't see that very often. But hey, I will take the food anytime. Then I spotted this group of dibbles congregated near the shore. So I made my way over and lined up a grab on the largest one. And unfortunately, Sniper was on the north side of the lake. Otherwise, these dibbles would have been down 2 members of their group, as they followed me back to the water, poking my tail as I took their leader down to the depths. I went back up, just to make sure I couldn't get a cheeky, low stamina grab on another one had they stayed right at the water's edge, but they were smart and moved off. That night, we came to our first big kill. I noticed this group of trikes coming near the lake. This little one wanted a quick drink, and I was not allowing that, so I snapped him up and had to do some taunting after doing so. And after the taunting, just as I was about to move off, this guy's partner came out from the bushes, and lo and behold, he was of a grabbable size. So I quickly went under and waited for an opening. This guy definitely knew what I was going to try and do. I could tell by the way he was attempting to block my line towards his partner that he knew I was going to try a lunge. I completely flubbed my first attempt, but it did not scare this guy far enough away to be safe. And with his buddy chasing me to the water, it left this guy completely exposed, making it an easy super lunge. Even though I knew I would take a little damage from him, getting this big trike was 100% worth it. It's not often that you get these big trikes before they reach ungrabbable weight. And after he had drowned, I took his corpse back up to the surface, just to show it off to his buddy that was still sitting there, very upset with me that I had killed 2 of his friends. Safe to say, this guy was none too happy with me. But hey, don't come to this lake to drink. After healing up a bit, I was making my way over to the north side when I saw this aloe eating from a corpse near the shore. He went into this bush to eat his little morsel of food, not knowing his life was about to end. I lined up where I thought he was, and sure enough, landed a perfect grab. When I eventually came back around to the South Lake, I couldn't believe my eyes. 2 large stegos taking a very long drinking session, so I was able to make my way all the way over and snag one. And since stegos aren't fast swimmers, I only took this guy halfway down to see if I could get his friend too. And sure enough, he hadn't ran out of grab range, probably expecting me to be satisfied with the 1 kill. But you all know me, I despise stegos, so I was not about to let him leave without trying to get him back in and joining his friend down in the depths of the lake. Securing an incredible and I think one of my first solo double stego kills. And after that double kill, things went cold until that night, when I saw this very large stego. He was definitely too big to grab off the land, but I could tell that he wanted to cross. The way he was walking looked like he was trying to scout out the best way to cross, because there is a little path here that is the shortest way across, but unfortunately for him, you still have to swim, even if it is just for a second, and that's all it takes. And I surfaced immediately. That way I could swim as fast as possible and not get caught on the bottom. As soon as he saw me, he knew he messed up and tried to turn around, but it was too late. And before I had a chance to eat that guy, I noticed 2 dibbles brazenly drinking at the South Lake. So I did what dinos do and made them pay. On my next session, I had just cleared the north side of the lake and was headed south. That's when I saw this stego come down for some gastros. And I have no clue why he'd come so close to the water, but hey, I will take that any day of the week. And after I filled up, I saw this aloe trying to snag a drink. And hey, bad choice on his part, just a quick little snatch and grab, and he was going down. That night, I saw this small stego at the channel, like so many before him, risking a drink. And he's gonna pay the price. You guys know me, I'm not gonna let any stegos pass, even if I don't need the food. In this case, I could use a little fill up, so down he went. And as I was eating this stego, I had another dino show up and call out and chat. And that's when I realized that there was another dino in the lake that had tried to been talking to me, but I didn't ever see his messages, and so he had logged out. And surprisingly enough, we're gonna see him here in a few minutes, and he was a big dino. He had found me AFK on the bottom of the lake and chose not to kill me, which I have to say, I really respect that. Maybe he didn't find me, I didn't get it on camera, but either way, he knew I was there. The next day, this prime dibble was taking a drink. I was able to use several dashes to quickly get across the lake and land the grab on him. His water must have been pretty low for this to drink for this long in Highland Lake, especially at a big size like he is. He could have just taken a quick drink and then went down to landslide where it's much safer. The next time I logged in, I was in the process of clearing the lake when I spotted this other large dino. He must have seen me because he was trying to hide on the bottom, but I saw him as well. We were at a standoff. I couldn't tell quite how big he was, but I was almost certain that I was larger. So after giving it a few seconds and him sitting still, I knew that he had to have seen me. So I just went for it, darting down to the bottom, trying to get a grab on him. And as it turns out, it was Dilla Main, the same guy from a few minutes ago that had seen me in Highlands while I was AFK and chose not to kill me if he had actually found me or if he just knew I was in the lake. Either way, he was very nice and was a fan of the channel, so I let him go. But he had to log out because my buddy Sniper was here and we weren't sharing the lake. I hope you made it to full prime, Dilla. I didn't run across this guy again, so I hope he enjoyed his time in Highlands. The next day, Sniper landed a nice super lunge and follow-up lunge on this Stego. He was pretty far away, and he used quite a bit of his stamina to get this guy. So I met him halfway, and we executed a perfect handoff. Man, Sniper and I have got these down. We've gotten so many handoff kills, and they are a ton of fun. Sad to see that the super lunge is gone though. Don't really need to hand off things anymore. And man, these last few sessions in Highlands, the Stegos were all over the place. I had this big guy come down for some gastros, and I was just able to get him. I didn't hit the super lunge, but lucky for me, I didn't need the distance and grabbed him just at the end before my lunge was done. And after not seeing anything that entire night, the next day had another nice sized Stego come down to drink. And as you can see, I was able to use 3 or 4 dashes to quickly get across the lake and get a grab on this guy. He had just turned away to leave the lake. Made that choice just about 10 seconds too late. And that pretty much wraps up my Highland adventures on Petites NA. Next time, we will be leaving the lake, heading out for new hunting grounds, so be sure to check it out. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you all next time, and happy hunting.